good materials to use, what's right and what's wrong. I have a really good sample here of what not to do. Everywhere I look, I see things not to do.
And we've got thin skin, so
we'll,
no problem.
Yeah, I won't be asking a show of hands who did this report.
That's pure resin on your
As
side?
with any, oh yeah, sure do.
Pure resin over here.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to address the whole boat. Yeah, let's start with that. Repairing with resin. Someone's had this boat upside down before and just poured pure clear resin in the voids. Evidence here where it's overflowed and just lays in the gunnel. It doesn't, and here's where I've just had a little poke with a chisel. It just all falls away. It was pointless. Why even waste your time and materials on that? You can see right through that. It should at least have fiber in it. There's no strength to the resin.
It's not only garbage, it's heavy.
Yeah, extremely brittle.
Or polyester? Or
I'm going to guess it's polyester, just based on what I see. We've got a big void here. We've got a bunch of them. It would be nice to get this thing back to rights today. This is an area where I can use
separate all the way to the back transom.
But it has to be abraded. If you don't abrade, you don't get a good bond. You know, we've got, after raving about what great stuff Plexus is, if you've got mildew and mold and stuff, well, it's going to affect the bond. So always abrade. So for now, it's a really neat tool.
So how can you just kind of line
Well, I was trying to hog out as much of the fractures as I could, so I've got something to rebond that deck joint with. And it's, again, because of time constraints, it's not a perfect job, but if I can at least get it reconnected and demonstrate the materials, then it's a successful day.
And this is your marine body filler, right?
This is something else. This is
That's your chopped fiber stuff,
it's
isn't it?
pre-mixed chopped fiber, so I can trowel it, I can work it like a putty, but it is structural. It's not going to be so brittle as that joint that was on it that was shit.
Did you mix this yourself?
No, I buy it.
Okay. And what is this? Is it polyester resin?
It's polyester based, yep. And where's the label? That's not odd. There's another bucket of it around. You can.
It's B86FR.
That's what it is.
It knows.
It's
Does this take the place of polyester resin?
ITC.
Yes, thickened polyester resin. It's with chopped fibers.
This is not a repair that you would do on an epoxy boat. But
Given we don't have any of those yet, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, we need to know though.
Yeah.
It may happen.
They're indestructible.
all right.
Thank God. 20 years, I'll look brand new.
If you don't use
So there
Are we
are
going to talk a little bit
there are
about
ways to
polyester boats?
control the cure of this material. One is
Oh,
add more
measuring
hardener.
carefully.
Wow.
that slows
The
it
other
down
is
or
to
speeds it up?
So that's 1% hard.
And be really careful. Don't splash this stuff around. It because the hardener it doesn't evaporate. It's sort of oily based. You can't tell when it's on your skin until it's too late. It's a bit like poison ivy. You don't know you got it, and then you have a hole in your skin. And
From this one?
From
from
just
this
the
one?
hardener.
the
Anytime
clear
you
liquid.
Well, from the hardener.
Methyl ethyl ketone peroxide, and it is deadly stuff. Direct sunlight is going to make a difference too. So we'll be able to grind this in half an hour if all goes well.
Watch it. Watch it.
Now what I like about this particular product is it's still quite liquid. So
does it run?
Sometimes it'll sag if you put it on too thick, like over an inch thick. I mean, it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
And that's the consistency you buy it at?
Yeah, straight out of the bucket, put in the hardener and go. So
just a sprinkling of Cabasol to keep it from running.
This actually has a bit of Cabasol in it, and that's why it doesn't sag. If you try to make it out of straight fiber, so to be trying to mix my own on site, which I did for years, it's just a time waster. I have the stuff, 5-gallon pails of it in the back of the van, Cabasol and micro balloons and all that, but that's only for really big jobs, like doing a hull refair or a deck refair on a big boat. So as you see this go on, you have to wonder, why would anyone pour straight resin into a deck joint? It doesn't bond, it runs out, it makes a terrible mess. Very brittle. This stuff is very workable, and it's going to be strong. The fibers hold it together.
The real question is, why would any professional do that?
So the advantage of this is that it's pre-mixed. I mean, you could mix up with, if you had polyester resin, you could still thicken it with fibers or Cabasol as well. But the advantage of this then is that it's pre-mixed.
You also said it's actually, didn't you say it's like more or less the same cost or cheaper?
It is. It's not. Yeah, it's not expensive at all. If I put a price on my time, which I'm inclined to do when I'm working, it's actually cheaper to buy it pre-made. So again, this is, I'm dealing with time constraints here. This is not by any means a perfect repair, but like some of these areas, this is all filled resin that I'm going over. So I just dug it out with the saw. It was still joined, but may fail at some point. So I'm just giving it a little strength, and maybe we can actually make this boat usable.
And this stuff is structural, but it's at the bottom of the scale. For
You sure wouldn't.
Chopped fibers.
You wouldn't build a hull out of this. The resin content is far too high.
Meaning it's what, too brittle?
Yeah. But for small repairs, I mean, this is great stuff for the small impact damage on your hulls. That one I did earlier with the roving, that was just a bit too big to be using this stuff on. But for little, for the little impacts, this stuff would be fine. It keeps the repair, keeps it small.
Okay.
Where's my helper to keep this deck joint?
Huh? I'm here.
Look at my blade here.
What are you looking for?
Putty knife or whatever it was. Open it up.
Shouldn't that be glued? With your bonding glue?
We're not spending another $3.
You want any of these tools? You need this putty knife? Do you want to clean it up?
No, oh yeah. See, I created this opening with the saw, so when we were doing the Thackerlite gluing, this wasn't ready, so we might as well do it with this roller here. And call it a test bed. Here.
Peter.
The bunny thing for sure.
Oh, we're getting in.
Now, you mentioned at the beginning that you weren't going to use this as a filler?
That's right. Yeah, I mean that's about the maximum you can go with that.
Okay.
You really don't want to be making a thick bead with it.
You want to clamp on that?
It's not bad. It's the whole gunnel is moving it. I don't think it'll make a difference.
At least this stuff doesn't pull in 30% like your
No.
fancy starter.
Okay, hang in there.
So if you wanted to strengthen the gunnel, would you do it from the outside with a mat here, or would you try and split it and fill it in from the inside? What, in this area? To give it strength.
Yeah, we crack the gunnels from hiking.
I do it right there. Here is perfect.
So you would put
Just
matting
braid
on the
that
outside?
and run fiberglass tape, you know, pre-cut to width, and just lay
Somebody
it in.
tried to do it on the bale on the other side there. But
That's sewn crisscross tape?
Yeah, take
Yeah.
a look. Someone with clean hands, in this bag, look at this roll. That stuff is so strong, and it's so convenient. You buy it in the width that you want it.
Is that 10 ounce?
And you can pre-wet it. 18. You can pre-wet it on a wet-up board instead of slopping resin all over your work. Pre-wet it and then just lay it in nice and tidy. 2 layers of that would make that gunnel so strong.
And this is towards the hull, right?
Yes, always with the mat down.
So you're stripping the gel coat off and you're putting this onto the foam or whatever fiberglass?
Take the gel coat off, but just to the fiberglass layer. Don't go into the
Okay.
But it wouldn't adhere to gel coat by itself. Well, it will, but gel coat's not a structural material, so you don't want to attach something structural to it. If that makes any sense. When you're doing a structural repair, you want fiber on fiber. Right. And that's the end of that.
this is your pre-mixed. That's
Yes.
the can, and that's the number. Is that what?
Yeah, I'm going to find you the other. I've got a can with a label on it. And it's just called high strength structural putty. And it is, I mentioned the 3M product. This will be stronger than the 3M.
And that's out of this can.
But much coarser.
That's right, longer fibers. That's the key.
Just gonna help you out here, but
That's it. Oh, that can in there. That's this one here. That's the one they want.
Okay, so
To get back to this matting again, would it be the...
Hang on. He was speaking. Oh, sorry.
You're using it. The 3M is a filler.
yes.
Yeah,
This is
that's
compound.
this is
really.
the structural one.
Yeah.
Your question? Because I can't get it in there, can I?
No,
But if I take a disc and reverse it and put a disc on that side,
on the back side, right. So there's 2 there.
so I can grind that way or that way. So
Where did that disc come from? Noah's. It's 24 grams.
Are we allowed to buy those at Canadian Tire?
his cards.
I was gonna say. You're gonna have to get commission on some of this stuff.
So we'll put methacrylate glue in there. There's one spot here where the there. I didn't get any putty in there. We'll redo that with that methacrylate glue, and then it'll be good to go. This is an unfortunate thing here.
That's triple glass.
And we're doing the hull deck joint, but the hull's fractured, so that would be ideal to put that fiberglass tape, that biaxial, right around it, sticking it right up.